Then one poor widow came, and threw in 2 mites, which make a quadrans. So he called his disciples to himself, and said to them, But whatever is given you in that hour, speak that. For it is not you who speak, but the Holy Spirit. Now brother will betray brother to death, and a father his child. And they prepared the Passover. In the evening he came with the 12. Now as they sat and ate, Jesus said,
Trying out these. I actually had it yesterday, and it was really yummy. Probiotic strawberry yogis, real fruit bites coated in creamy yogurt. 2 billion probiotics, good source of fiber, no artificial flavors or colors. I gotta order some of these for my own self. Tastes so good. Good morning, everyone. Today's Friday, March 14th, I believe. Yep. Headed to work. Thank you all for showing love on all of my social work videos. Seems to be what you all enjoy the most on this channel, so I will keep the content coming. Don't know if you guys remember how I said Fridays I try to keep light. That has changed, y'all. I've just gotten so busy these days, so I have clients that I need to see today. I'm supposed to be doing morning duty right now, but where am I? Alright guys, made it to school, OOTD. I have this shirt that says social worker, a normal person, only way cooler. What does it say? Like a normal person, only there. Yeah, I got this got this from Amazon a couple of years ago. I don't know if they still have it, but if they do, I will link it down below. What is happening? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. These pants from Express, they're very cute. They're kind of like, what would you say, capris? Let me see. Do people still wear capris? And then these sneakers from Shein. So today is like a neutral tone type day. Okay, so my plan today, let me get my computer and my schedule and see what I have planned for today. Oh my gosh, I need to charge my laptop. Every time I come in, I check my emails, see if there's anything that needs to be responded to right away, anything urgent. And then I also check. Okay, so let me log into our EHR system to see what's happening today. I have an intake at 10:30 a.m. I already got a lot of preliminary information on this client. This is going to be my first child in foster care that I have seen for services before. So okay, I have like I said, he'll be my first client that's in foster care, so of course that comes with things. I already got a lot of preliminary information from his foster parent, so I don't think the intake will take an hour. And then after him, I have a 11:30 client, and then my lunch break, and then I have a 1 o'clock and a 1:30, and then I have a 1:40 consultation with my colleague because I have one of her clients, her previous clients. So in our EHR, you can see if a client has been seen at another school within the agency, right? So my agency has clinicians in several schools in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And so with this particular client, I realized that he has actually been seen before, but my colleague at her school. And so we're going to have a talk today to just collaborate and to see, you know, what things she did that helped her with him. Because from my knowledge of this client, my goodness, he's going to need a lot of support. So collaboration is always something to take advantage of if possible. I also have to meet with a teacher and another client to see what we can do for him. He has a lot of behavioral concerns, a lot of, I'm going to say it's just intermittent explosive disorder type behaviors. And so I want to go into their classroom to see how I can manipulate the environment to hopefully give him an opportunity to thrive more, because it seems like the environment is really what's triggering him. So that's my plan for today. Oh, I wanted to tell y'all something, talk to you guys about something. So this morning as I was driving to work, let me bring you guys closer. This morning as I was driving to work, I saw this lady, this older woman that was dressed up in all white, and she had a Bible in her hand, a red or brownish Bible in her hand, and she was just holding it like this. Everybody was just driving past her. She was just on a corner, at a corner on a sidewalk, and she was holding up this Bible just like this, standing there. Now, I don't know if the Lord told her to go out there. I don't know who she with. I don't know who sent her, right? But I was just thinking about how God's love is so much so that he does not want anyone to perish. Like, that's his love. Like, he will bombard you with the gospel, with the message of the gospel, with his love, with the Bible. With opportunities to repent and to know him, and to have a woman out there. I mean, she was out there as early as like 8 something this morning, standing out there with a Bible in her hand on a high-speed road. Cars are going by, nobody can really stop, and that's a sign of God's love, because he's like, if somebody can just see this woman holding a Bible, they are gonna then be able to ask more questions about the Bible. You see what I mean? Like, that's the love of God. And so I was just wooed all over again. I'm like, God, you would have a woman out there standing out. Like, he could have just told her to just stand there with the Bible. That's it. And then hopefully somebody would see it and then turn to him. That's love. And I realized that God he goes the extra mile to make sure that we see that he loves us and he wants us to be saved, right? And God, I didn't really marvel at what I saw, because I'm like, you know what? God can ask people to do very quote unquote bizarre things that don't seem natural or normal to us, but God is going to use it for his glory. Like he told Hosea to marry a prostitute. Like, God has a specific plan and purpose for which he tells us to do certain things, and it may seem bizarre to certain people, but God, he knows what he's doing. That's number one. So get your rhema, get what you can from that. But then also I wanted to read something that, because you all know I'm doing the 66 and 88 Bible reading plan with my church, which, okay, y'all, the morning announcements is just, whew. Okay, so I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done. So this morning, you all know I'm doing 66 and 88, which is a Bible reading plan that I do with my church every year. And we go through the entire 66 books of the Bible, which is the entire Bible, in 88 days. So in a couple of weeks, actually, in 2 weeks, we'll be done reading the Bible. But this morning I was reading Mark and Luke, and I want to read the 2 scriptures and what jumped out at me. So Mark 16:14 says, later he appeared to the 11 as they sat at the table, and he rebuked their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they did not believe those who had seen him after he had risen. Luke 1:20, but behold, you will be mute and not able to speak until the day these things take place, because you did not believe my words, which will be fulfilled in their own time. And then my reflection was unbelief is being highlighted in both cases. And so, you know, when you read parts of the Bible and you're like, I didn't even know this was in the Bible. Like, I'm sure I've read the scriptures several times before, but for whatever reason this morning it stuck out to me. In the passage in Mark, it says that Jesus rebuked their unbelief and hardness of heart. Like, oh my goodness, imagine Jesus coming to you and rebuking you because you are not believing something about him. You don't, like, he already rose from the dead, but then you're choosing not to believe that he rose from the dead. That's a sin. Unbelief is a sin. And then in the book of Luke, the Lord was speaking to, I think this was Zacharias, yes, Elizabeth's husband. John's father, he rebuked him essentially. He was just like, this is your punishment because you did not believe. You're going to be mute until the day that your child is born because you did not believe my words. And so I truly see the importance of belief. Oh my goodness, when God speaks something to you, my people, hear it from me. Believe him. Unbelief is a sin. He will rebuke you. He will allow certain things to happen because of your lack of faith and because you chose not to believe. Imagine Jesus raising from the dead, which he did, but imagine him raising from the dead and then people still not believing. Like, people have seen. He said they did not believe those who had seen him after he had risen. So it's like people actually saw him. You see what I mean? Believe. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all gotta believe me when I say being a school-based clinician is the highlight, one of the highlights of my life. There's been so much that's happened today, y'all. Apparently, one of the students had a slime business and she hired employees and she had a security guard for her business and she was making slime. She was collecting money, y'all, but she wasn't paying people. She wasn't giving them their slime. And so it was a whole thing this morning and the principal was like, we shutting the whole business down. We're not doing none of this because people aren't getting their products. And then another student, I just had to talk to her because she was sad and she was frustrated because one of the girls was being like a mean girl, and she has this burn book where she writes things in it about other students, which I've spoken to her before about that mean girl behavior. I don't tolerate any of that. So I have to go meet with her, but it's just this whole thing, y'all. Ben had supposed to come a couple of minutes. Hi, good morning. Is this the parent or guardian for our scheduled intake assessment? Is this still a good time for you? It's the fact that these assessments will take everything out of you. All the questions you got to ask. You got to be patient with the parent because they just want to share. They're just so relieved to finally get some support for their child. And so you just got to let them talk and you have to be patient and listen. I'm tired. But I have a client at 11:30. It is 11:16. Just finished the intake. And so I have to go in and synthesize all of the information that I got from this parent from earlier this week when we spoke and today. So I have to go and put that in, come up with the clinical impression, come up with the initial treatment plan and initial goals. I just have to really tie up a lot of loose ends before I can see my client. So I'm really not even sure if I can get to this client today. I might just do a brief check-in, but I just have a lot of paperwork to do right now. I was today years old when I learned what word of state means.
Your mindsets, your ideologies, your concerns, your burdens, and it will help you supernaturally to be a better spouse and a better mother. So
Y'all, I am so sleepy. I'm about to call my coworker because I was telling you all that I had a client. Okay, I finished seeing my last client for today. I mean, technically I have one more client today, but I just don't really see how I'm going to be able to see her because right now I have to finish up this note and then I have to meet with another student. Remember the girl I was telling y'all that is like the school mean girl? So to do that and then figure out what to do. Oh, I have to make a schedule for one of He's a new client of mine, but I need to make a mini schedule for him with scheduled breaks because he has a hard time lasting the entire school day without eloping from the classroom, having a meltdown. So I met with his dad. His dad is here today. And we talked about some of the strategies that I came up with. So it is dismissal time. So pardon me if it gets noisy or the announcements come on. What are you doing? Come on. Okay, you guys are probably gonna be a little lopsided, but you know what? It's actually okay. I wanted to show you all this. I've shown this to you before, but I recently started using it again, and because I felt like I was hitting sort of a rock in the road when it comes to my interventions. This is called the Child Psychotherapy Treatment Planner. I got this, as I mentioned before, when I was interning with a particular department for free. You guys, sometimes a bonus is not just what you need. You need actual tangible resources. But this is really good because this helps you come up with interventions, goals, objectives for particular challenges. So they have everything. They have everything on here. They have if you have a child that's in a blended family, if you have a child that's dealing with bullying or intimidation, depression, disruption, attention-seeking behavior, grief, overweight or obesity, peer sibling conflict. I mean, just anything. Hi. Hold on. Sorry, a kid wanted a coloring sheet. But yeah, so it's just really good because it helps you, gives you ideas so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I mean, these are evidence-based, they're proven, it works. And so I just feel like, you know, why reinvent the wheel when you have a book, literally a book of over 300 and something pages, 400 and something pages of interventions. So I would highly recommend this for those of you who are new clinicians. What are you waiting for? This is really good. Therapist Aid is another really good website online that has a lot of worksheets and things you can do for different things. I'm trying to think. There's this other website called Mental Up. They have brain games for social emotional things. What else has come up? Of course, YouTube has tons of free resources and videos. Yeah, those are just some things that I just wanted to leave y'all with because, you know, I try to give you guys some type of resource or something to walk away with from all of my videos. But that's it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I am going to go ahead and start cleaning up my office. I need a sweep and I need to wipe down the tables, and then I'm gonna be out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share if you feel like this is helpful. If you feel like you just want to get the word out, share.